Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome all the panelists on stage and the moderator of this session. So the topic of this panel discussion is Madhya Pradesh from hidden gem to global icon. Madhya Pradesh, a land of UNESCO World Heritage Site, flourishing tiger reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, ecotourism, and vibrant festivals and cultures, is poised to emerge a global tourism powerhouse. This season will delve into strategic promotion of the state through diverse channels in tourism and hospitality, aiming to position Madhya Pradesh rich world-class offerings as a globally recognized and sought-after destination. I would like to request Shri Vidisha Mukherjee ma'am to please come on stage and welcome all the guests on dais. सबसे पहले मैं आपसे निवेदन करती हूं. I request you to please welcome Mr. Naveen Kundu, the session moderator. With the stole and the gond painting of Madhya Pradesh. Now I request you to please welcome Mr. Ellen Murthy, sir. मैं आप सभी को बताना चाहूंगी, विदिशा मैम जिस अंग वस्त्र से, जिस स्टोल से स्वागत कर रही हैं, वो हमारे मध्य प्रदेश की ही पहचान है, खास चंदेरी स्टोल्स है, जिससे आज हम मंच आसीन सभी अतिथियों का स्वागत कर रही हैं, अभिनंदन कर रही हैं. ये हम सभी के लिए बड़े हर्ष की बात है कि मध्य प्रदेश में विभिन्न वस्त्र हैं जो मध्य प्रदेश की पहचान है, उनसे मध्य प्रदेश जाना जाता है और आज हम उन्हीं को भेंट कर हमारे सभी मंचासीन अतिथियों का स्वागत कर रही हैं. साथ ही साथ यहाँ पर जो पेंटिंग्स भेंट की जा रही हैं, ये गोंड पेंटिंग्स हैं जो हमारे आदिवासी कलाकारों और मध्य प्रदेश के गोंड आर्टिस्ट द्वारा बनाई गई हैं. ये बेहद ही खास पेंटिंग्स हैं और मुझे ये पूरी उम्मीद है कि जब भी ये पेंटिंग्स को आप देखेंगे, आप मध्य प्रदेश को याद करेंगे. और एक बार पुनः जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं मंचासीन सभी अतिथियों के लिए. बेहद खास डिस्कशन यहाँ पर होने वाला है और ये डिस्कशन खास इसीलिए भी है क्योंकि मध्य प्रदेश को हम सभी हिंदुस्तान का दिल कहते हैं. मध्य प्रदेश एक छुपा हुआ रत्न, इसे एक वैश्विक प्रतीक तक किस तरह से पहुंच सकता है, इस पर आज यहाँ पर चर्चा की जानी है. एक ऐसी भूमि जो यूनेस्को विश्व धरोहर स्थल, समृद्ध बाघ अभ्यारण्य, वन्य जीव संरक्षित क्षेत्रों, इको टूरिज्म, रंग बिरंगे त्योहारों और जीवन सांस्कृतिक विरासत से समृद्ध है, अब एक वैश्विक पर्यटन शक्ति के रूप में उभरने को तैयार है. अब समय आ गया है कि दुनिया मध्य प्रदेश को न केवल एक पर्यटन स्थल बल्कि एक अनुभव के रूप में देखे, एक ऐसा अनुभव जो आत्मा को छू जाए. मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी हमारे इस सेशन के मॉडरेटर श्री नवीन सर से, कृपया आप इस सेशन की शुरुआत करें. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका. सो नमस्कार, गुड मॉर्निंग. आई होप ऑल आर यू डूइंग ग्रेट. यू नो, बिफोर आई स्टार्ट दिस एंटायर सेशन, I just thought of a tagline because, you know, Mr. Shukla, I must tell you that I was so impressed yesterday when I landed in Bhopal after a long time. And the moment I went around Bhopal, I picked up a picture on the top of this convention center and I posted it and saying, this is not Istanbul, but this is our own Bhopal, the very heart of India. And the kind of infrastructure you people have developed here and the way, you know, look at this convention center. And I even posted that. I said, this is not Moscow or this is not Azerbaijan. This is India. This is Bhopal. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give this government, MP Tourism, a round of applause for a wonderful, wonderful job they're doing, especially in the field of tourism. You know,
please do tag us so that we...
I will definitely tag you. So I have already done. You know, yesterday you know, Praveen, I was in the Taj Hotel and I saw this magazine, The Week, and I was so impressed. What an effort in terms of promoting tourism. This is what we need. I'm sure the president of IATO, everybody, including the past president, members of the tourism fraternity in India will be impressed to see the effort Madhya Pradesh is putting in promoting the tourism and ensuring that people like us win our breads because of their effort. So thank you so much, Mr. Shukla, and thank you to the government. Amazing job done. I've also done a tagline because I thought Madhya Pradesh is always called the heart of India. But as they say in Kerala, it's God's own country. So I gave a tagline. If you would like to use it, I would love it. I said, temples, tigers, and timeless tales. The state is Madhya Pradesh. You know, and I'm not even talking about, before I start this discussion, I must also thank Madhya Pradesh Tourism for putting a distinguished panel. I have never had an opportunity of having such a great panel ever in my life before, wherever I've spoken to. I have the additional chief secretary, the government of Madhya Pradesh, handling multiple affairs more than even tourism. I have Manish Puri from Air India, who has been a stalwart of the airline industry for so many years. I have Praveen, who has been a great hotelier, leading India's leading hotel chain. I have Anirudh, who is leading India's experiential luxury hotel business. I have Rakesh, who is from the online travel agency background. I have Rajan, who is from the immersive experiential tourism. You know, and I have a gentleman here, Dr. Saab, who's from the local, who understands the local experience, Dr. Babulkar. You know, I don't see a panel, and I have Mr. Murthy, where, you know, the reason I'm wearing green in Madhya Pradesh is because I'm a wildlife guy. So we have an ecotourism and a wildlife person in terms of Mr. Murthy. And I must also recognize and acknowledge the efforts of the government of Madhya Pradesh, not only in terms of tourism. See, tourism is very important, we understand, but for tourism, what they've achieved in agriculture as a star performer with Krishi Karma Awards, the rural road network that they have built recently is a great tourism enabler. The industrial investment and the infrastructure push that this state is doing is amazing. What they've done in renewable energy, setting up food parks. The gross state domestic product is amongst the highest in India. It is today stands at 15.22 lakh crore, which is the 10th state in India. The per capita income in the last 5 years is continuously growing in Madhya Pradesh. And you know, the only thing that I would have loved to see is that last year Madhya Pradesh got 13.41 crores of tourists, and there were only 1.67 lakh foreign tourists. And the reason we are meeting here is precisely, and the subject is appropriate, Madhya Pradesh, a hidden gem to a global icon. So now I will start my panel discussion. I will go across to the Honorable Chief Secretary Sahab. Sir, government का काम होता है, government का काम business करना नहीं होता actually. Government का काम होता है policy, framework, infrastructure development, connectivity, and basically building a story for a state or for a country. I would really want to know from you, and since you've been so involved in tourism yourself, what are the steps Madhya Pradesh is taking in terms of, like, for example, I read in this book that you did a number of road shows recently, you got awards also. But what are the steps Madhya Pradesh is building, keeping the global tourism in mind, because of the fact that today, what is compelling for us is to get global tourists to Madhya Pradesh, because Indians are anyways coming in, and probably we have an over-tourism of Indians because of our Jyotirlingas and all that. So in terms of policy, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of connectivity, and in terms of public-private partnership, I'd like you to throw some light on that entire process.
Thank you very much for this question. And first of all, let me say sorry for being late. There was some important visit of head of this administrative machinery of the state, Chief Secretary Mr. Anurag Jain, was going on in the B2B pavilion. And he was so keenly observing the entire gamut of activities going on there. And he spent quite a bit of time with us today. So I thought it's a good opportunity. He's spending so much of time, it doesn't make sense for me to just escape from the scene. So I could afford to say sorry to you coming late here, but I spent some time with him. Thank you so much, and for bearing with us. So this question absolutely is correct question, because this is not government's job actually to do business. We are there to promote business. We are there to facilitate business. We are there to create right kind of environment for business, right kind of ecosystem for business. But there are certain states which are doing very well in certain field. They have already reached that threshold level of development of that ecosystem in a particular domain. Say, for example, tourism. And the state, for example, like Kerala, they have gone to that stage where private sector has totally taken over and they are running the show. But Madhya Pradesh somehow, we do have exemplary destinations and wonderful things to showcase to the whole world, but somehow the private sector has not been able to take it to that particular level which is required. So here the government has to pitch in. So we have created the right kind of policy framework so that our basic hospitality infrastructure improves. Of course, tourism is one area which is highly interdisciplinary, and that's a huge challenge. Because when we promote a particular destination, we need to have right kind of roads, right kind of cleanliness, hygiene, right kind of connectivity, everything which is divided into so many government verticals. To converge all of these government verticals into one focus point is huge challenge. But still, we have taken up that challenge. So here we are bridging the gap and trying to create a kind of ecosystem where the private sector comes in and starts pitching in to create the right kind of hospitality, infrastructure, amenities, also creating right kind of experiences for all the visitors from the nation and from all over the globe. So we have come out with very fine investment tourism policy where we give very attractive incentives and also do hand-holding when it comes to, a private investor is busy man. His energy, his enterprise, his money, everything has a value to it. You cannot waste their time unnecessarily. If they've decided that I have to do this particular thing, this particular project, government will have to come out in full support of that investor and to make it a very easy go for the investor. So we have realized that. So yesterday also in my presentation I briefed that the main underpinning of our investment policy is ease of doing business, and the government goes out of the way to do hand-holding. Wherever investor feels any problem, we are there to take care of them, coordinating with other departments, other government machinery, and also helping them to make their projects viable by giving them different kind of incentives. We have also opened doors under a public-private partnership so that more and more new kind of innovative projects are taken up where it creates a win-win situation for both the government as well as the investor. So these are from the investment angle. The other, which is very important from tourism point of view, is the branding, marketing, and going to the markets, taking Madhya Pradesh to national, international markets. So this MPTM kind of an arrangement, this is an effort towards that. Here the businesses from the state and businesses from across the India and from all over the globe. This is a small effort from our side, and we are very pleased to host people from 28 nations who are people of eminence in the tourism field, who have come here, and they are doing their business right now, just adjacent in a hall. And more than 4,000 B2B meetings have already been fixed. In next 2 days, they will have the meetings, some tie-ups will happen, some networking will happen, and that will lead to, easy flow of tourists into the state, and the marketing, branding part, which we go nation to nation, exhibition to exhibition, state to state. Here, a lot of things are being done in this forum itself. And yesterday, our Honorable Chief Minister was very kind enough to have announced that this MPTM thing is going to be a routine annual thing now onwards. Every year it will happen. It will happen 11, 12, 13 October, come whatever may. And here will be chance for our local, entrepreneurs And it is a chance for us from the government side to create that ecosystem which is required to take off business beyond a threshold level, which is badly desired in a state like us. This was the second point about marketing branding. Of course, when we go to international exhibitions, we do take our businesses with us. We give them space in our pavilion. Everyone is welcome to participate in more and more numbers. And my ambition is that I must have a pavilion as big a size as the India pavilion is, so that we give space to anyone who wants to go there and showcase his product or his particular property, etc. And we do have very good policies to support them for this. At the third level, which is a bigger level, like connectivity, is again multidisciplinary. It's again related to the government, related to the private sector, and that is why I have kept Manish Puriji on my left-hand side and ISCL on my right-hand side. So that my job is to make them talk to each other. They're all, Tatas, after all. So my job is to make them talk to each other and make them to talk others. How businesses are going to increase here, how we are projecting Madhya Pradesh in times to come, how the tourist footfall is going to increase. So let them have these kind of projections into their business understanding. And I am very sure businesses go to the place where there is a demand. It's not a push factor, it's a pull factor, which works more. So if more businesses coming their way, they will be too happy to start new flights, connect more places. So this is from my side to bring in all the private stakeholders on one platform and discuss with them, nudge them to create right kind of partnerships. At this level, government also has to play a role. Till that happens, are we going to wait for Air India to operate operations New Delhi, Khajuraho, Banaras, which used to be a big hit at one point of time, and Khajuraho used to be a big global icon for India? No, we are not going to wait for that day. I know Manish would be working on that. He's kind enough to have come at our invitation. Whenever we call him, last year, IATO he came. This year again he has come. And I'm sure he's geared up. But till they reach a particular level, our job is to bridge that gap. So here we have started our own intra-state air services. We already had one plane flying last 1 year. That plane has carried more than 10,000 guests across the state. Yesterday, we cemented ties with 2 helicopter service providers. We'll be having 3 helicopter zones flying within the state. One connecting all the national parks, one connecting heritage places, one connecting religious places in the eastern, center, and the western part of Madhya Pradesh. So here we are bridging the gap. We will not let any guest who comes to Madhya Pradesh have a feeling that it's so difficult to go to distant places. I want to go, but how to go? I want to reduce that question to a non-existent one. So these are the things which, as a government, I'm going, sorry for being a little long in answering that, but I feel that this understanding has to creep in everywhere, in the private sector, in the government sector, until unless we put our hands together, we put our efforts together, we converge each other's interest, things are not going to take shape. And Madhya Pradesh is geared to always take that extra step to lead from the front and to maintain that balance within all the stakeholders to create that kind of a right ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shukla. I think very, very encouraging. Very encouraging because, the topic you touched on public-private partnerships, on connectivity, and on marketing. And, that collaborative effort that is waiting to explode between government and the private sector, I think will give a great boost in its push to make MP a global icon. I'll come back to you, sir, for another question, but let me just first go across to the Tatas, okay? And my question will be more or less very similar to both of you. On one side, Manish, you've been a great, airline provider in this country from your Indigo days earlier and now to Air India. And as sir mentioned, I remember probably आपको याद होगा राजीव जी वो जो इंडियन एयरलाइन की फ्लाइट होती थी दिल्ली खजुराहो बनारस उस पर कभी कभी हमें ब्लैक में टिकट खरीदनी पड़ती थी याद है आपको मतलब आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अर्ली 90s उसमें ब्लैक में टिकट खरीदनी पड़ती थी इतनी फेमस थी वो फ्लाइट सो मनीष लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर That's a big question. For example, for a global tourist, I'm not even talking about Indian tourist right now, I'm talking about global tourist. So, if you compare MP with Africa, we have several national parks here, and we have Khajuraho here as a great convention city. We have this entire circuit of Madhya Pradesh, which is indeed very rich and classy. If I have to rate a tourism destination in India comparable to any other, could be Rajasthan and Kerala, and I think Madhya Pradesh stands out clearly in terms of its diversity. So, in Africa, if you see, people land at Nairobi or at Kilimanjaro airport, and then they are taken in these small aircrafts, which are 11, 12, 13 seaters, right up to the last mile, various national parks, there are various flights. While Air India is making an effort, and while other airlines, and my question is more to do with the airlines, are making great effort in connecting India to the world, and then India within India. The challenge lies with the last mile connectivity, and I think the moment India has that kind of infrastructure available, which I think Mr. Shukla also said that they're making great efforts in terms of putting infrastructure together. I needed to throw some light on that as to where are we going wrong in terms of the last mile connectivity. While we are building a great airline network in this country, we've got fabulous airports now. I mean, I was so proud and I felt pleased when I landed at the Bhopal airport. What a wonderful reception. So I need you to really give us more insight, and to the foreign operators here, as to what is the role airlines are playing in terms of this development. And then I'll go across to Praveen on collaborative marketing.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you to MP Tourism, Sheo Shankarji. Always, they, just as they are heart of India, they invite also with full of heart and effort, and always a pleasure coming here. So Naveen, there are 2-3 parts to it, and as you said, I would prefer answering it from the airline perspective and not from an Air India perspective. We are on a neutral platform. So it happens when you start the journey from outside India and ends at Kana National Park, right? That's what you are asking, that from where till the end. And there are various stakeholders who have to build this journey so that the global customer or the foreign tourist who wants to come here has that experience till the end. And there are multiple people who are involved, multiple organizations who are involved. As airline, I think it's our duty, it's our responsibility to bring tourists from various parts of the world into various states. And I think I must compliment Madhya Pradesh tourism. I think I'm seeing it for last so many years. The amount of effort they are putting to bring tourists into Madhya Pradesh is, if 7-8 states in India start doing something similar what Madhya Pradesh tourism is doing, I think there will be very fast growth of tourism in India. So one thing what is very important, I think, and which is a bottleneck, not when you land in Bhopal, there is a bottleneck when you land in Delhi and Bombay also, Naveen, where a tourist, when he comes in, he has to pick up his baggage at Delhi airport and not at Bhopal airport. And this is a bottleneck. While going also, a Bhopal traveler does his immigration in Bhopal, does his immigration in Delhi or Bombay or whatever is the last mile. That is one big initiative with a lot of effort by various airlines, Indian airlines. Finally, the government of India has agreed to do a pilot test where the immigration will happen from the origin of Indian city.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic.
Right? The pilot test will be happening probably not less than next 60 days. Both Air India and Indigo both are into that pilot. The initial pilot is for the outbound, where you will do your immigration in your home city, and you just have to, just like you do it in Dubai or Doha, you only spend time in the transit lounge or transit area in Delhi or Bombay, and then you go and travel. Similarly, the experience would be that when you're coming back, you don't have to pick up your luggage, and then you pick up your luggage. This is one big bottleneck which an Indian carrier was facing, while any foreign carrier where he was going from Hyderabad, they were doing the immigration there, do the everything during midpoint and get the baggage at the end. So this one big bottleneck will reduce the discomfort which an Indian traveler or foreign traveler was facing, and they will pick up their luggage. Second thing, what we need to build as airline is making India as a part of the itinerary, where Air India in particular, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to build Delhi or Bombay as a hub, and we'll start working, and we already have initiated discussion with Taj and some other operators where we want to ensure that anybody who's passing through India spends more time in India during that transit journey also. Where we would like that if somebody is landing, we will create an itinerary where they get 2 or 3 days of stay in India in that same fare or the part of the fare, and they travel whether to Bhopal or Indore or Ujjain, and they come back and they further their journey. That will create a further experience or a long time tourist when he sees Madhya Pradesh only probably for 2 days. Next time he will come to India for 6 to 8 days or 10 days, because that's only a trailer of a journey where he will experience it. Now coming to the last mile, it is obviously, as sir had rightly pointed out, that there has to be a journey from Bhopal or from Indore to the last place where the tourist had to go. I'm very happy that Madhya Pradesh again has taken the lead of building that last mile journey. Indigo already is building that journey. They have smaller ATR aircrafts where they are going into 3-tier cities where they are taking the customer from that city to the globe, right? So it's a long journey. It doesn't happen. It's a capital intensive journey where somebody has to invest. But yes, I think when we all come together, we have to change the story about India. We have to change that story that it's just not Agra and Jaipur. There are 10 different Agras available in India and 20 different Jaipurs available all across India. So I think that's where we, as part of that chain, airline, Air India Express will play its own important role of doing what we should do. We should be ambassadors, not in India itself. In every country we are flying, we have to promote not Air India, we have to promote India. And we'll definitely work with Madhya Pradesh Tourism and ITO and all the stakeholders who are there, who will like to bring tourists into India and give that feel and warmth of what every Indian can give. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish. Very encouraging, very encouraging. And with this question, I'd like to go across to, first of all, this entire immigration thing that you're telling me from the base airport, right, international, will be a very big step. Because when you give a through chicken and a through immigration to people, it solves a lot of problems. And when you solve problems, you build more and more, narrative overseas saying that, look, India is now a very similar country that you check in at one place and then you can go across to any major global hub. Praveen, I'll come to you. Taj, India with Taj is we all know Taj. You have 8 or 9 hotels in operation, and you have another 7 or 8 which are under development right now. And Taj, as we all know, has a legacy of Taj and Tatas, of course, have a legacy role that they've played in the development and the building of the Indian tourism. With your kind of global network, and with your kind of luxury market, luxury experience and the kind of market build-up that you have, in particular Madhya Pradesh and generally about India, when Mr. Chatwal recently spoke at the Faith and said, I'll spend 200 crores over building India narrative, I would want you to please let us know, what is the responsibility Taj is taking in terms of marketing India and marketing Madhya Pradesh in particular?
Interesting question. So, firstly, I would like to compliment Mr. Shukla for an excellent travel mart. And I was just telling him that, the quality of execution is so good. And overall, the conversation that I've been hearing, I think it's a 3 parts. It's the vision, conviction, and execution. And I think all 3 of them have come together.
And they have an intent and the will.
Yeah,
they have the intent and the will.
Yeah.
And we've all noticed it yesterday and today.
So then I would start with Madhya Pradesh. So see, our association with Madhya Pradesh goes as old as 2006 when we actually set up the first safari. And at that time, it was the first luxury safari of India. And we chose Madhya Pradesh to do that because the government was extremely helpful in setting up the structure, which till date is supposed to be one of the best safaris. And after that, all these sectors have become extremely popular. Now, coming back to the IHCL and the Taj Group. So, 2 years back at the IR2 conference, we made a commitment that we are not going to wait for anybody to start marketing. We will start with ourselves. As they always say, it starts with your own home. And we said that we will market India along with the foreign travel tours and IATO in all the key destinations where there are fairs. And we've done a lot of physical events there. So I think we've done about 6 of them now, and we are on the second cycle. So these will continue, and that's what Mr. Chatwal mentioned, the first set of investment of 20 crores, which is coming from our side. In addition to that, what we also do is we also do a lot of digital marketing in all the key source markets. And it is done under the banner of India with Taj. And what we do is we take the hotels and we try to get people to understand what India is all about. The first thing is about India. All our messaging is about India. And of course, at the end of the day, it's the Taj and our own hotels. As far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, we currently have 9 hotels. And we have 8 hotels which are in the pipeline, which means that out of the total 4,500 projects which are in tourism, which are in the state currently, 1,600 crores is with Indian Hotel managed. So we are so kind of well entrenched into it. And we continues to look for at least another 10 hotels that we want to do, sign up in the next 2 years. I had a chat this morning with my business development team on what are the opportunities. And I think there are 2 or 3 things which are very good about Madhya Pradesh. One is, of course, is the center of India, so connectivity is very good. Then in terms of the culture, it's very welcoming. There are so many heritage sites. The water tourism and other kind of stuff is yet to be taken up. So people feel at ease here and feel very comfortable, specifically the religious tourism, because we also launched a campaign. We were the first hotel company to launch a campaign called Spiritual Tourism in India, where what we did was we went and mapped 150 spiritual destinations. And then we said that which are the hotels that we have close to it. And we provide kind of an add-on services to people when they come and stay with us for spiritual tourism. And now the second part is started where we are setting up hotels which are closer to the hub. For example, in Ayodhya, as we speak, we have 4 hotels under development. And the 5th one is about to be signed. So, I mean, that's the kind of how much we are invested into it. So, we will continue working ourselves and also with the government and with the tourist bodies and travel tour, IATO and so on, to ensure that we are able to send the message of travel to India. Because I strongly feel that the last 1 year hasn't been very good for the inbound travel industry. And if we don't turn around this tide, we are going to have a problem. And what happens is it takes almost a year or 2 for people to remember the country. And currently, the knowledge of India is at all-time low. So that's what we need to do, and we'll continue kind of promoting that.
Thank you, Praveen. And, I remember that campaign, which was called India with Taj, long back. And, that was an amazing campaign. Whenever I would travel overseas, I would switch on the local television channels, and I would say India with Taj. What you just said is, I think, very key, that currently India's inbound is at an all-time low, and even the perception of this country is a bit shaky. However, we all know that the Prime Minister of this country, who I call the biggest brand ambassador of our country, has put in a major effort, a massive effort, by telling everybody, send 5, if you have to do something for me, you send 5 people to India. I think, and I must tell this audience today, and I'll take a little bit of a pause from the panel discussion, that it's time that we build our own story. We've always allowed foreign tour operators to build our stories. There hasn't been a time when India has actually built its own story. We've built small stories like Rajasthan, like God's own country, but we've really never built a narrative. and track the consumer journey from overseas. And that is the reason that Indian tourism today is suffering when it comes to inbound foreign tourist arrivals, which are way below the outbound departures that we do. And that is the reason we have a huge trade deficit. Today, I think all of us sitting in this room and this distinguished panel, which is very unique in its existence, is something that we need to understand, that we need to build a story and a narrative. And we need to track the consumer journey directly. We cannot be relying on a brochure support that we provide a foreign tour operator, because at the end of the day, you're restricting your image and your entire performance within the intelligence coefficient of that foreign tour operator and their will to promote India. We need to go beyond that. Earlier, it was very difficult and more expensive to reach out to the consumers. But today, with all the tools that we have on one gadget, it's important for us as a state, as a country, and as tour operators and stakeholders like hotels and airlines to actually build our own story and our own narrative, to track the consumer journey and to reach out to the consumer and talk about the story of India, and especially Madhya Pradesh, which I again repeat is temples, tigers, and timeless tales. I'll come to you, Dr. Dr. Saab. Babulkar Saab, you have been a local investor, and you're a doctor yourself. I would want to understand from you, being a person in the state, working very closely with the state, are we really building a story for Madhya Pradesh? Because as I said, if India has a state which is so inclusive in tourism, it is Madhya Pradesh. So, are we really building a story for it? And how are we communicating that story, sir?
So, first of all, thank you very much, my dear friend, Shekhar Shukla, for roping me in. And in fact, this is the first time ever I'm going to tell the audience the serendipity story. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I'm currently president of Trauma Society of India and Osteoporosis Society of India. 1998, sir, I came back to India from England. And 2005, I bought 1 acre land on the top of the Satpura mountains. When I was treating the local people there, the local tribals, Bharia is the community which stays in Patalkot. Bharia means people who shifted the treasure from Nagpur to Patalkot on their shoulders. So they carried the bhar, so Bharia. I happened to treat one of the oldest patient there, who was 94-year-old then, had a fracture neck of femur. I replaced his hip. He started walking. And so the entire tribal community started believing in me, all the 16 hutments of Patalkot. Now the story starts there. 2013, 14, 15, the entire country, of course, was facing the global warming phenomena. But it was more so in central part of India, because Chinwada, Nagpur suddenly had rains, and of course we all know about it. And when the forest looked into it, we realized that it was the tree cutting of Satpura mountains, which was done by tribals, and they were not listening to government officials, they were not listening to forest people. Forest approached me, suggested that, doctor, you come as a doctor, we will go together to all these places and we will create awareness. So I literally spent my Friday, Saturday, Sunday going with forest officials, taking camps in all these hutments and making tribal people aware that stop tree cutting. After 1 year, all these tribals came to me, sir, आपने बोला, हमने कर दिया, अभी अब खाएंगे पिएंगे क्या, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर तो हम जीते थे. And that's how the blue map of my resort was born. And we trained all those 350 people from the local tribals in construction, civil work, in plumbing work, in electrical work. They got trained. After 3 years, when the resort was built, they shifted themselves to Bhopal, Indore, Raipur, Bilaspur as now trained laborers, skilled laborers. Now remained 100 people. That time I had good connect with Ratan Tata sir. Ashish Deshpande is a close friend. So ex-Taj people trained those 100 remaining people in excellent housekeeping, excellent kitchen work, and they are the working force today. So that's the serendipity story. Involve locals in some way or the other. You have to find your own story in that region. So now we don't have to teach even the worker there how to greet because they feel that it's their house, they built it. So they have their heart and mind and soul into that property. Now, that's why I was requesting, sir, another 200 trained people are lying there. Give me another piece of land. I will flourish it. We'll create Madhya Pradesh story. Let's do it together. So, basically, we have to create such small serendipity stories all over the state. And when we involve locals, the locals will bring the entire country to us, the entire world will come to us, I think.
Future of the Indian tourism is, this is what it is. It's called inclusive tourism, where you are actually empowering the smallest class in coming and building a narrative for this country. And that's what this country is so diverse. I think the world really needs to take notice of what we have to offer.
So I'll just add one moment. I'll just like to highlight, because Dr. Saab is from Nagpur. He's not even from Madhya Pradesh. He's from Maharashtra. But he has made Madhya Pradesh as a second home. That's one. Number two, staying in serendipity is an experience itself. And beautifully, he has done it with a lot of passion. His passion is seen in every nook and corner. So, and he came up with this resort during COVID time. I visited, incidentally, just passing through. So I asked my fellows if there is some decent place I would like to see here. कोई ऐसा होटल वगैरह है थोड़ा फ्रेश होने के लिए. तो पहले तो बोला साहब यहाँ पर तो कुछ है ही नहीं. PWD का एक रेस्ट हाउस है सिर्फ. 100 kilometers on either side. There is no other decent place to stay. And he came up with this resort out of the blue in the top of the Satpura. And mind you, he did it so sensitively that forest department generally is slightly,
Conservative.
conservative about it. But they are all his friends. They have done it in total convergence. Each other's sensitivities were addressed together, and he came out with this. These are, showcase models for others to follow.
That's empowerment. That's empowerment. But today I can tell you, Dr. Vibulkar, I run an organization called Tourism Futures, defining the future of Indian tourism marketing. And today my post will be on your entire concept, that what you developed, and I'll tag you on that. Thank you very much. Such a wonderful, attempt that you've done, and what a great initiative. Ravi, the most important person now for the Indian tourism currently. I think with what we've heard so far from the state tourism, from the stakeholders like airlines and hotels and the local, the local push that's been happening, we've heard all of this. There seems to be a kind of a confusion in the minds of global community today. And we've seen it in various travel marts, right? Is it India we are promoting, or we should promote, or is it the states? There seems to be a fragmented approach. Like Sir said, that tomorrow, next time I would want to have, first of all, I'm glad that, with the help of FICCI and state tourisms, we are doing these travel marts in each state, because that's how we actually build a story. But the approach seems to be fragmented at the global level, not at the country level. How do you propose to change this? Are we going to be marketing India, or are we letting state tourism to market state tourism? How are we going to blend this? There seems to be a fragmented approach globally. So this is something that, we need to hear from you as to what is your approach towards it.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful platform. One thing I must acknowledge, that all three gentlemen sitting in the center, whether it's a government, hotel, or airline, we are the one who takes them to the clients, actual users worldwide. And we need their support as much as they need our support. So this is our continuous efforts when we go abroad to take Indian products. For example, it's very seldom that leisure traveler comes to India and stays at Marriott or Hilton's. They want Indian hotels. So, and I must appreciate what Pravinji said, that in recent years they've started promoting India by touch, and did the first what government should do actually. So they are doing India Evening, they did in ATM, they did in London, they did in ILTM Cannes, several places. And we must appreciate that they took industry body IATO along with them. So this is a great things. See, to the central government also we say time to time that when India is projected outside, it should be as incredible India, and all states should be aligned to the vision of what India is want to sell and want to promote. Recently we got success with WTM, so we were behind them that please allocate space to all states close to India, or earmark one space where you will have all the states around, and also the private operators if they want to participate outside India pavilion. And this year in WTM, you will see all are at one place. Because what was happening earlier that one state is here, then you have Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and then you see another state on the other side. So people are confused. Outside India, India is known as incredible India. I'm sorry, sir, no offense to any state, but states are not known. I was recently at IFTM in Paris, standing with the secretary from Tamil Nadu, and one of the tour operator said, "Ye kaun sa country hai?" So this is, so we need to set up this narrative, and when we go abroad to make promotion for India, it should be aligned with Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. So we are in touch with the DG Tourism also. We suggested them that they should set up the guideline for all the states. When you go and promote abroad, it should be on the similar lines. And on the other thing, you said the fragmentation. So we should not sell, because whatever efforts Madhya Pradesh do when they promote, I've seen the Madhya Pradesh as a brand is doing very well in last 1 decade. They are present everywhere, they are doing road shows, they are bringing tour operators in the country and showcase their product. But unless there are good coordination with the tour operators, because they are the one who will sell actually the destination in future. So it's a very good combination. I must appreciate for MPTM that they have invited FTOs as well as the domestic tour operators. So they have to work in tandem to promote any state as a tourism product. So I think in future also, you said that digitally we can connect very easily. So I was just discussing before this conversation, this session with Air India and Taj, that we want to do a road show. And we want to take not only tour operators like what used to do before with Ministry of Tourism, but also airline and hotels, so that it will be a collective roadshow for India. There are tour operators, travel agents who will only come for airlines, but then they will get to chance to meet hotels and tour operator and vice versa. So I think this kind of process and policy should be adopted by central government and the state government. This is what I believe.
No, absolutely, I agree with you. And so from your conversation, what I comprehend is, let India get the tourist and let states win the itinerary. I think let's put it, to simplify this, it's like India has to get the tourist, and let state win the itinerary. With this, I want to go to Mr. Murthy. Mr. Murthy, I have a special affinity to your department because I'm a wildlife lover. So my question to you will be in 2 parts. Part number 1 is definitely about promotion of wildlife, because I think Madhya Pradesh has 12 national parks. Basically 8 tiger reserves and 12 national parks. In terms of what is the effort being put to put this entire wildlife tourism on the global map. But at the same time, I have another contradicting question for you, and that is ecotourism and carrying capacity. In pursuit of promoting national parks and building the tourism narrative there and getting more tourists there, with high visitor footfalls that we anticipate in popular tiger reserves, what is the specific administrative framework to balance tourist revenue generation with the crucial need for environmental stability and maintaining the ecological carrying capacity of these sensitive national parks?
Good morning to all. First of all, on the outset, I thank ACS sir for inviting me and having here.
Can you be a bit louder, sir?
Madhya Pradesh is very rich in wildlife. As you told, we have actually 11 national parks and 26 wildlife sanctuaries and 9 tiger reserves. This is the highest in the entire country. And you are welcome to the state of tiger state. Madhya Pradesh is a tiger state, leopard state, and also now we are cheetah state. So we are leaders in wildlife conservation across the country. And in the last year, if you see, almost 26 lakh tourists visited our tiger reserves and the national parks and the wildlife sanctuaries. So coming to the question of the carrying capacity, so as per the NTCA guidelines, we do tourism in the core areas around 20% of our total geographical area of the national parks and core area, whereas we do tourism in the buffer areas also. We are promoting, in fact, tourism in the buffer areas, and Madhya Pradesh is blessed with very good forest. Apart from the core areas, even our buffer areas are excellent for wildlife safaris and experiencing wildlife. So we are promoting the tourism in the buffer areas and in the corridor areas. So we have the famous tiger reserves. You all know Kana, Bandhavgarh, Pench, Satpura, and Bandhavgarh. Now with the Forest Department, Government of Madhya Pradesh, we are promoting tourism in all other, the lesser known tiger reserves like Sanjay Tiger Reserve. It's coming up very well. And the Virangana Rani Durgavati Tiger Reserve is going to be the future tiger reserve of Madhya Pradesh, where we are promoting tourism. And Panna, you all know the story. In the last 2009, we had 0 tiger, and now we have more than 70 tigers there. And tourism is flourishing there now in Panna. And next to Bhopal, we have Ratapani Tiger Reserve. That's also going to be one of the future tourism spot in Madhya Pradesh. And the western part, in fact, in the last 4-5 years, we have done a lot of good work to promote tourism along with the conservation. Like Madhav National Park is notified as a tiger reserve, and Kuno we have reintroduced cheetahs. So Kuno, then the western side, Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary, that's another upcoming area. So we are trying to promote tourism not only in the existing tiger reserves, we are also trying to promote other tiger reserves and other sanctuaries and national parks. So that's our motto. And actually in Madhya Pradesh, if you see the conservation, we involve the communities. Its conservation is not only talking about wildlife, also through the tourism we are supporting the communities. The entire model of conservation, wildlife conservation in Madhya Pradesh is tourism, community and conservation. So whenever you visit any tiger reserve or any national park in Madhya Pradesh, whatever you are spending there, that entire money we received is plowed back for the conservation and to the communities. So that is one unique model which we are doing it in Madhya Pradesh. Of course, we are promoting not only the safari tourism, we are also promoting now trekkings, and we are promoting camping in the buffer areas, and we are promoting boating, canoeing, all other activities also. And Madhya Pradesh is the one place, actually, it's not only promoting tiger, we are promoting all other activities. And this is the one of the best state to see the tiger in the entire wilderness surroundings. So it's not just sighting a tiger in one place. You see a tiger, beautiful tiger in the backdrop of salt forest in Kana, a tiger swimming in Tawa backwaters, and you see a tiger in Ken River in Panna. So we have unique landscapes here, and we are trying to promote tourism, and we try to connect the communities also. After all, the community also should benefit. So that's our motive, and we are promoting tourism in all other areas also.
You know, you've given me a story. Tourism, community and conservation. That's going to be another part of my story at the Tourism Futures. Very well said. So thank you very much. And my next question goes to Anirudh. Anirudh, you are Postcard Hotels is a very, very uniquely placed luxury, experiential, hotel special stays venture. You know, there is Taj Hotels, and there are other hotels, and then there is Postcard Hotels. And with respect to a destination, how are you bridging the perception gap? You know, like, you're not a large hotel chain, right? You are a very special stays, very luxury, very niche. So, let us know, in Madhya Pradesh and in India, how are you planning to bridge that perception gap?
Thank you for the question, Naveen sir. Morning, Mr. Shukla. Morning, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the state government, team, as well as the team from FICCI for putting this excellent show together. What an amazing show. Thanks for the question, Naveen. So the Postcard Hotel is one of India and South Asia's fastest growing luxury hospitality brands. In fact, our founder couple couldn't be here today with us because he's in Hong Kong to receive World's Best Emerging Luxury Hotel Brand Award at the World Travel Awards, which is considered like the
India should be proud
Oscars
of
for
it.
the hospitality industry. And 9 postcard hotels are winning in different categories, from ranging from wildlife to, by the beach, so on and so forth. So why a brand which is just about a 7-year-old brand achieving all of this? This is only the beginning, and we've, frankly speaking, learned from the legends, legends like Mr. Oberoi, legends like Mr. Nair from Leela, Taj Hotels. These are legendary brands which are from India and have already showed and demonstrated so much.
You'll have to be a bit brief because I've just been given 3 minutes. I've just got a reminder.
Sure. So experiential luxury. So, right? So experiential luxury means the definition of luxury has changed. Luxury is no longer, just the butler service. So what Postcard is doing is we're not only, just running hotels, we're building and operating these stunning hotels in stunning destinations across India and South Asia, where it all starts from the design stage, the design, the architecture, the local communities who are building it, local cuisine, it's hyper-local, where the guest ultimately is able to say that this kind of an experience is something where I can put my finger and say, nothing like this exists anywhere else in the world. With regards to Madhya Pradesh, we believe Madhya Pradesh's wildlife is second to none, maybe just second only to Africa. So while you think of Masai Mara or the Serengeti, in the same breath, we want you to think of Madhya Pradesh. So we're building a collection of these ultra-luxury, high-end, wildlife lodges across different national parks of Madhya Pradesh, starting with Kanha, then coming in Pench, and very soon we'll be announcing another 2 more. State and brand coming together is a great example. So I would like to quote an example of Assam over here, and that's perhaps what we also try to achieve over here with Madhya Pradesh. So let me ask you a question. The most consumed beverage in the world is tea, right? Next to water. Look how well the Italians and French have marketed tea, the vineyards. And India, which is perhaps the mecca of the tea, we haven't done an amazing job. Sri Lanka, beautiful small country, they've done it better. So sir, since 2018, the government of Assam was trying to work towards tea tourism, and they tried multiple things, didn't work. Just exactly about 2 years ago, they connected with us. The government gave us a certain rebate as well, almost about 2 crores. And within 18 months, the hotel was turned around there, which is one of the fastest one. And today it has emerged as one of the best, not just of Northeast, but of India. So opportunities of the state and brand coming together is a great example. What we're trying to build is the Sangeeta, the Belmont of India, the Aman Hotel of India. So high value tourism. A small country like Bhutan has more Aman Six Senses in one and only. Why not India? India has so much more to offer. So that's what we believe as far as hospitality is concerned. And from
basically building the perception, bridging the perception gap is basically when the gems of the state come together with the private entrepreneurs, we will be able to make Madhya Pradesh a global icon. That's a great example. Rakesh, I'd like to now, I've been reminded of an overtime. So coming to you, you are operating a complete hotel tech platform for a leading online travel agency like Yatra. What is the responsibility today OTAs are taking, besides being transactional and being very aggressive in terms of building their own businesses by offering very, very special deals? Do you think OTAs need to have responsibility of building tourism and building a complete, and supporting the story of the country and the state? Because ultimately what matters and how you get business of airlines and hotels is to basically when the tourism progresses, whether it is a leisure tourism or a MICE or a bleisure, people eventually turn to OTAs at some point of time. And you track customer journey like nobody else. So what is the responsibility OTAs have in terms of building this entire, perception of country and of nation and conducting your business accordingly?
Thanks, Naveen. Good morning, everyone, and thanks to MP Tourism, Mr. Shukla and team, and Vicky for inviting us here. We are very happy and excited to be here. OTAs as a responsibility, I think we have already started taking that, and there is one big thing that we can do, and we have started and we have demonstrated also in one of the state. Just don't go by the traditional definition of OTA as an online travel agent. I think I think that needs to change. We are a tech company essentially, and through tech, we probably make the buying process, selling process, or probably we bring the various stakeholders together, right? That's the base essence. Through technology, any product, any service, any experience can be put together. I think one of the recent example, if I may quote, sir, and this has been done in the Rajasthan government. I am working very closely with various tourism boards. In fact, I was part of consultant team for Incredible India new website also, and there also my first suggestion was, let's not have just an informative site because that won't help, that won't serve the purpose. Let's make it transactional. So I'm still in favor of transactional, but let's ensure that all stakeholders are part of this website. The customer sitting abroad, not only able to discover the various experiences and products that India has, but in a very hassle-free, seamless, he should be able to book it also, transact also, and there is a service desk and help desk also that can guide and protect him. Now, taking this idea forward, we have built an online booking management solution for Rajasthan government. It's a Rajasthan government initiative. We have only built, conceptualized, and executed. It's running for the last 1.5 years now. The platform brings all stakeholders together of the trade industry. So there are forts and palaces, museums, wildlife sanctuaries, there are guides, travel agents, tour operators, even hotels also, and I'll tell you how hotels. And travel goes beyond these known 5 or 6 major stakeholders. Travel also is shopping, right? When a traveler is coming, he would like to go to the bona fide places for shopping. He wants to experience the local cuisine also. So how do we ensure that all these products are available on one unified platform where a customer can come, he can book a fort or palace or wildlife, he can book packages, he can book basically the shopping experiences also, and then he can cancel also, he can get a refund also instant without any hassle, and then there is a service desk and help desk that can fulfill that. Let me share with you, I think last 5-6 years, and it's not a confidential data, I can quote it here. I think the Rajasthan government has done somewhere around 80 crore, the best. They gave us a target of 100 crore. In the first year, sir, we have crossed 200 crore. So, and all that has happened because there is a technology platform that has brought together everyone. It's a seamless journey, hassle-free journey. And something on the similar lines, we are now trying to work with other state tourism boards also. Probably will taking one more minute here. You said 13.4 crore is the overall traveler that have experienced Madhya Pradesh, out of which probably 10.7 crore has gone into the spiritual one. And out of that 10.7 crore in spiritual, 7.5 is probably Ujjain and 1 crore is in Chitrakoot. Leaving very probably small for the rest of the segments. But if you look at the other products that we have, and we should be proud of, one is, my friend said about the wildlife, 11 nature parks, 26 wildlife sanctuaries, 9 tiger reserves. Madhya Pradesh should be called the tiger state of the India, right? And that's how it should be promoted. And this experience needs to be put together again by probably with the help of various stakeholders and tech company. There are 18 UNESCO, if I'm correct, sir, 18 UNESCO heritage sites, right? So all these products of heritage, wildlife, and the standard tourism products with the with the help of all stakeholders, can be put together through a tech platform and can be then promoted. Because if all the products are on one unified platform, I think you will agree with me, it's very easy to promote, not only domestically, but internationally also. Thank you.
No, very intriguing. I think that's a great insight, because you actually, the moment you have a unified platform for Madhya Pradesh, you will be able to basically highlight and showcase the diversity of this state to almost every person who visits the site, and has also, and enable him to transact. Rajan, last but not the least, I know you're about golf. It's not just about golf, but immersive tourism. While we've spoken about connectivity, hotel and airline collaborative marketing, state partnership, private-public partnership, we've spoken about almost everything. In your sense, what are the steps Madhya Pradesh need to take to make the experience into Madhya Pradesh more immersive? I know they've done recently a festival of skydiving also here, which was covered in the week. But how do we make it more immersive?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Madhya Pradesh, for calling us again and again. You know, the Madhya Pradesh Tourism and FICCI has done an amazing job by doing this MP to Travel Mart. And, you know, this is my 4th visit in last 3 months in Madhya Pradesh. We just did a spiritual tourism conclave in Ujjain. Last year, we did a heritage tourism conclave in Indore. And I remember immediately after COVID, there was a travel event, and Shukla ji was the chief guest over there. When he was giving me the award, I said, sir, you have the only state where there is no golf course. So he said, I'll promise you that I will get you a golf course. And you know, within 3 months, there is a team from Madhya Pradesh Tourism who was there in Ashoka Hotel. I got them connected with lots of golf designers. And yesterday, I came to know that 40 minutes drive from Bhopal airport, will be a golf course coming up, and which is very close to Sanchi. And you know, when Buddhist tourists are coming to see, for a Buddhist pilgrimage, out of 70% are golfers, you know. So if they have a golf course with Buddhist circuit, I think they will spend 1 or 2 nights extra. When a golfer travels with his 15 kilogram of golf bag, he wants to play at least 2 to 3 rounds. So you can imagine it will be 2 to 3 nights extra in Madhya Pradesh. And you know, sir, everybody is talking about marketing budget. It should be 200 crores. So very simple things are, you have delegates from 28 countries. You can take their feedback, a video interview. When they are leaving, you can take the interview. So if it is a Japanese tourist giving the experience of Madhya Pradesh, you can show this video in Japan. When a Japanese is giving a feedback of Japan in Japan, Japanese will believe more than doing any brochure or any presentations, you know, in their own language. Sir, in my last 35 years of travel trade, I have hardly used any foreign agent to get my incoming. I always do that through the, you know, value-added service which I give it to my customer. So they send me more customer because of that. So similarly, when I get golfers from UK, I send them on a 12 days tour of India with 5 rounds of golf. So when they were playing their last round at Delhi Golf Course, I took their feedback. So now whenever I am selling golf packages anywhere in the world, I send this video to them, not any itinerary or not anything, you know. So when they heard about Indian caddies, Indian golf courses, you know, they played at JP Greens, and after 2 hours they are at Taj Mahal. So they said, we have never this kind of experience. So as you said, why you go into these kind of experience, I tell you, we do an international vintage car show every year in different parts of India, where 200 vintage cars from all over the world comes. And you know, when we were doing at Red Fort, Sir Ratan Tata ji was very fond of vintage cars. So I got the chance to, you know, escort
Rajan,
him.
you'll have to be,
Sir, I know, we can skip the lunch, but this is very important. You know, I had the chance to escort him for 1.5 hours. So you can learn from these people, you know. And when he was going around all the cars, there was a British couple who bought his car. It was worthless, you know, with gold lamp card. So Ratan Tata ji moved around his car and he went to the couple. He said, why you have changed the color of the dashboard, color of your dashboard? So this couple was amazed. He said, sir, this car is parked in London. How do you know that we have changed the color of this dashboard? He said, 2 years back, you bought this car to Pebbles Beach in California, and that time the dashboard was in original color. So the couple was really bow down in front of Ratan Tata ji. So this is a learning for me that you have to go into deep. And when I take him to another car, that Maharani of Junagadh was there. She said, can I say hello to him? I said, I am very ordinary person, just escorting him. So the lady said, I am so-and-so from Junagadh. And Ratan Tata ji said, lady, I don't see you at my Taj pool in Mumbai these days. So she was amazed, So these kind of things which made me, how to learn things from these people. And I think Madhya Pradesh has everything: heritage, spiritual, wildlife, forest, water bodies. So, and they are doing wonderful job.
So this brings me to an end of this wonderful session. I think, thank you, Fiki, thank you, Madhya Pradesh Tourism, for creating such a wonderful panel. I mean, it's one of my best I've ever attended. And with this, I will like to give a closing tagline. My opening tagline was temples, tigers, timeless tales. And my closing tagline is create, communicate, and collaborate. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very fruitful session, which we all have attended here. Now, I would like to request Ms. Neelam Rawat ma'am to please come forward and give the gift hampers to all the dignitaries on the dais. I request you to first hand over this beautiful gift hamper to Shri L.N. Krishnamurthy, sir. Everybody is here for a group photograph. एक बार पुनः जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं हमारे मंचासीन सभी अतिथियों के लिए। मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी आप सभी से, कृपया आप सभी मंच पर ही रहें। एक छोटा सा टोकन ऑफ लव, एक गिफ्ट हैम्पर मध्य प्रदेश टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन की ओर से मैं निवेदन करती हूं। नीलम रावत मैम हमारे साथ मंच पर मौजूद हैं, जो हमारे सभी मंचासीन अतिथियों को एक गिफ्ट हैम्पर भेंट कर रही हैं एमपीएसटीडीसी की ओर से। मध्य प्रदेश को हिंदुस्तान का दिल तो कहा ही जाता है और यहाँ पे जो भी किया जाता है बहुत प्यार से किया जाता है। ये गिफ्ट हैम्पर्स भी बहुत ही प्यार से आप सभी के लिए असॉर्ट किए गए हैं, क्यूरेट किए गए हैं। तो आप सभी से मेरा यही निवेदन है कि कृपया आप सभी ये गिफ्ट हैम्पर्स प्राप्त करें। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर कमिंग।